So, part two. So if you watch the upload I just put a few minutes ago, universally explaining that, the universal way of looking at that. We like to put physical terms on universal frequencies, which what I explain all the time, you can't do that because it has no physical parts, but that's how we comprehend shit. Egotistically, basically. So when you're talking about systems like galaxies and shit that holds coalescence, when you speak to the Great Mother, you're speaking about a black hole. When you speak to artificial insemination, you're speaking about pieces of a galaxy being inserted into another one via a black hole. And then they coalesced. This is an insemination. The difference about that is scientists and nobody else understands the controlling mechanism of it. They know a drain can be a hole in water and it can funnel out. That water can flow into it, goes to wherever its destination is. They know that because you can create that here. But universally, they don't know if it's conscious or not. They don't know if it just does it naturally. And this is why the visualization of universal pretenses seem the way it is when people are looking and trying to view stuff, like literally sitting in a womb. But you wouldn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way for you to know that. Like, imagine if you was inside of a woman's yoni, but you was just a molecule inside of her yoni. You wouldn't know that was a yoni you was in. It would just be all dark, you know what I'm saying, closed in. You know what I mean? Something to think about. So for the most part, I believe it's a trigger when systems destroy themselves from the inside out. I believe it's a natural trigger. It's almost like saying the janitor will clean it up in some aspects. Not disrespectfully, but it's like saying something will clean that up. Because there's no more, like when the structure of a system starts to fall apart, that means the mechanisms in that system that kept those systems circumventing the system's energy. We have a solar system, so we circumvent solar energy. Like we absorb it and filter it through the earth and back into the sun. That's our system. Naturally, we are of this system. So it had to be a symbology in other systems. They would have to be able to, and at some point, if they stopped circumventing that solar energy, then that means that's what distorted the core of the surface that they lived on, which caused it to destroy itself or implode. And then when that happens, the implosion is exploding from the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like it's pulling in instead of blowing out. You know what I'm saying? So that's why and you would wonder, that's the energy of their great mother. So obviously whatever they did to the energy was being circumvented. It was enough to blow it out somewhere else. Enough to get rid of it. Almost like they wanted to just get rid of that energy, like destroy it. And then you have that dynamic attached to religious pretenses, like something has to be removed. Our creator in this system didn't make no mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But the overall divine energy of all systems, right, is the creator of creators. You know what I'm saying? So it's ways of romanticizing these realities, but scientifically, it's the amount of the congregation of that particular body of energy. So we're amongst the trees. The clouds are amongst the skies, and so forth and on. It keeps going. But we're nowhere near the size of the clouds. not even a speck in the understanding. You get close to it, you start seeing it like, oh shit, we way up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when you stand next to a tree, you could tell, you could see the dynamic, you could feel the strength of the tree. You can't just move a tree, rip it out of the ground. You know what I'm saying? You can't just walk to a hole and pull it. No, you're not going to do that. You got to have something to do that. So you're going to be minuscule to the clouds and further on. So we have, at our point of existence, we're able to concept the value. Universally, it's a conversation of consciousness that's taking place that moves unfathomable to our reality. We see it as slow motion, spinning and flying stars and all that. We don't know what the fuck that conversation is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know, but ultimately, it has to be a respect level to the value of your own communicational concepts. It's not egotistical. It's submitting to the fact that if you can concept it, it's not unconceptional. It's that type of energy, right? Multiplied by 1,000. We digress everything to an egotistical value to feel comfortable. But nah, it's a womb. It's a black. It's a hole that when that system implodes, it goes boom and it starts pulling in. It goes boom, and that womb rips, and it funnels it out because now it's all destroyed. And how that's being destroyed in some aspect, it throws everything out, and then it's filtered and injected into a new system. They tell you all the time, it'd be funny, we found rocks that got life on it. Found rocks that got life on it. If this is true, then this means, why would that even be an aggressional advertisement? Why would that be something to look forward to? A form of enthusiasm. Unless you're familiar with that. You're only going to use what you're familiar with. So familiarity states the value of existence. You from here, but you're just not from here. You came here. The mother was able to accept it. The womb accepted it. It didn't turn you into something else. You was able to grow here. Because the similarities of the system as far as energetically. It's a download, yo. That was the download. I like the movie Superman. There's ways of looking at things in life. The reverse value to concepts. There's always a reverse value. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna hold you.